Hi guys, I've been wanting to do cooking videos for quite some time now, and I guess there's no better time than the New Year's to start. Today we're going to be making bacon wrapped scallops. I'll show you a few tricks along the way. Alright, so I finished preparing what we're going to be needing to do the bacon wrapped scallops. Let's put the toothpicks in water. Okay, since we're going to be putting these in the oven, and wood usually burns at high temperatures, we wouldn't want these to catch on fire when they're in the oven, right? So we're going to place them in water. Just let them soak a little bit. There we go. We're going to be using a Pyrex. We're going to start prepping the bacon now. Just take them one at a time like this. And just put the scallop in the middle. There we go. It's gonna look like there's too much bacon, but I hear that nowadays there's never too much bacon. Preferably, you could let these soak for like 10 minutes. Doesn't really matter. After you put the bacon, take the last piece there, just poke it through like that, and there we go. We're good to go. So we're going to be doing that with every single one. This isn't a very complicated dish to do. As you can see, there's really not much to it. The bacon was on special, so I got it for $2. Just really good price since we're usually paying $6–7 for a pack. The scallops, though, were $37 a kilogram, which, by all means, scallops are never cheap. So it was still a pretty good price. I got these whole scallops for $15 and change. If you compare it to the restaurant prices, it sounds expensive, you know, like $17 to be making something at home, but it's really not. You get like 6. Some places will give you 7 or 8 bacon wrapped scallops, but they'll charge you. So this is what it looks like, as you can see. Now I had 2 scallops left, so I just threw them in the pan there, and make sure you preheat your oven at 400 degrees. Some people say 425, I say 400. Okay? So, one last thing we're going to do. We're going to put a little bit of pepper on these. I truly believe in seasoning everything. So, once there's a little bit of pepper on them, we're good to go, you know. You don't need to go the extra mile over season it. We're going to use a little bit of salt. You can use coarse salt, kosher salt, table salt, sea salt, whatever you feel like using. For myself, I have pink Himalayan salt in my salt shaker right now, so we're going to use that. Now, here's the thing. Oh my god. Pink Himalayan salt on bacon wrapped scallops. Yes. Yes. Nobody's going to be able to say, you should have used kosher salt. Or you should have used sea salt. Nobody's gonna say that. People are gonna enjoy these, and they're gonna enjoy the fact that you actually went out of your way to make it. So let's pop this in the oven, and I think we could be making a little side dipping sauce for these. I'm gonna make you a garlic aioli. It serves as a dipper for the bacon wrapped scallops. First, we're gonna need an egg yolk. So, I'll show you a trick how to get the egg yolk out. Go like this. So you have the majority of your egg stuck in a shell. Let the egg white go out. Now reach the shells together and gently let the egg fall in the shell like that. The white is going to fall in the bowl. You're going to be left with the egg yolk that you can put in your mixer. Now you can do this by hand, but I do it with my KitchenAid mixer that I just received for Christmas from the in-laws. So thank you again to Luis and Ron. Just a little trick for you guys. When a recipe asks for an egg yolk or an egg white, don't throw them out. Don't throw out what you don't need for the recipe at the very precise moment. No. Keep it in a container, just like this. It stores in the fridge really well. I mean, you can buy egg whites at the store and it keeps in the fridge. So why wouldn't this, right? A lot of people think that it's going to go bad within a day. No, it's not going to go bad. Just put it in the fridge and use it for meringue, angel food cake. Doesn't matter what you use it for, just don't throw it out. As I was explaining, we need a dipper for the bacon wrapped scallops. So we're going to be using a garlic aioli. That's just a fancy word for garlic mayonnaise. Okay. Now you could do this next recipe with just normal mayonnaise that you buy at the store and add in the other components to turn it into a garlic aioli. I'm going to show you how to do the mayonnaise by hand. So we've already added our egg yolk in the mix. We need lemon juice. I would say let's cut a lemon in half and let's use the smallest half. Squeeze it like that. Be careful for the seeds not to come out. So what you want to do with that, you can use a sifter or you can just put your hand like this. The juice will fall between the cracks of your hand. But the seeds will stay in your hand. There we go. Perfect. Just throw that out. Next step, we're going to add in the white vinegar. Just a tablespoon of it should be fine. Just measure it. I would normally just pour it by looking at it, but since I'm trying to teach you guys, I'm going to do it the right way and use tablespoons. Now we need a 1/4 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. I use a grainy one. It adds texture. Now speaking of kosher salt, I'm going to be using kosher salt. I have a little bit left here. Let's nice pinch in there. And we wouldn't want the dipping sauce, aka garlic aioli, to be bland now, wouldn't we? So we're gonna put a little bit of cayenne pepper. Now just a couple of shakes like that, just a little bit, you know. There we go. So you need to blend it for about 30 seconds. Lock your machine. When it's a bright yellow, that's more than enough. Now we're going to add some garlic in there. Just pick it up with your knife like that. That's about a teaspoon. That should be plenty. And to finish, we need 3/4 cups of oil. So I finished the aioli. You just leave it in the mixer, or you just whisk it by hand until it becomes fluffy and it holds nicely. It forms little peaks on top. That's when it's ready. And I've prepared a little display for it. I have a lemon, in case somebody wants to sprinkle a little lemon on top. You know, since we were at the holidays, there we go, a little nice little decoration. And I took out these scallops. For me, I don't like putting a time on recipes because all ovens are different. You know, if you're using normal oven, a convection oven, doesn't matter what you're using, it's not going to be the same for everybody. Some people's 400 degrees are not the same as my 400 degree oven, you know. So just wait and see when there's a nice crispiness to it, the bacon, when the scallops are obviously not raw anymore. You know, just take one out, check it. Always go with the biggest one. If the biggest one is cooked, that means obviously all the other ones are cooked also. Now, thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of many to come, hopefully. And have a happy new year. Oh, I found a friend.